Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy, YBP Gang, YBP Nation, YBP Boxing. Coming at y'all with a full card prediction for UFC Fight Night, Holm versus Mayra Bueno Silva, or you call it UFC Vegas 77. It's about like a 13, 14 fight card. So I'm just going to speed through these quick predictions, last-minute predictions. Card's right about to start. Probably going to drop after it starts. So you'll at least get my main card picks and some of the prelim picks I got here for you guys. So first, we're going to start off in the women's bantamweight division. We have Ashlee Smith going up against Ailin Perez. Pretty simple for me here. I have Ailin Perez. I think her grappling is going to be better. She's just more active in this matchup. They're both coming off losses, but I like the more active fighter here. I like Ailin Perez to get the bag. Just be, use her youth too. I believe she's younger in this matchup. Let me see. Dang, they're not even showing that. Okay. But I think she's younger in this matchup. Evan Smith, I don't like how she's been inactive. Like, her last fight was like 2 years ago. She's fighting some decent competition, but being away from the game for that long, everyone's getting better, and you're not getting the activity you need. I think she also had like spine surgery, I heard. So just that lack of activity and not being particularly good anywhere. So it's going to be hard for her to kind of mesh in and just come right back and still fight at the same level that she might have fought back in the day. So give me Ailin Perez by decision. Next fight, we have... Okay. What the heck, bro? My bad. Okay. All right. Next fight, we have Alexander Munoz going up against Carl Deaton in the lightweight division. This fight, I'm going to go with Alexander Munoz. I think he's just more well-rounded, good striking. The wrestling is really going to be what's going to put him over. He does also had like a 2-year hiatus, hasn't fought, but I think he does have that skill. It's a clear hole in Carl Deaton's game. He got taken down and out-grappled by Joe Selecki. I think Munoz can do the same thing, land 3, 4, 5, even 6 takedowns in this matchup, wear on him, just keep the pressure. Carl Deaton will fight. He's a fighter's fighter. He has power in his hands, so Alexander Munoz has to be careful. But I think with his, he should have a longer reach. Yeah, like 3-inch reach advantage. I think he should be able to get the job done here at lightweight. So give me Carl Deaton by decision. Next fight, we have in the flyweight division. Okay, sorry about that. All right, we have Tyson going up against Azat Maksum. For this matchup, I'm going to go with Azat Maksum. I think, the grappling advantage, him being undefeated, the confidence, being a young guy, the gas tank, the stamina. He puts a pace. Like, he has so much speed. I've seen his matchups. How he's able to go from one submission to another. Just scramble so well. The speed on the feet. How he's able to set the takedowns with that speed on the feet and the striking. All around, just a really good prospect. I think he can have a lot of success in the flyweight division. And Tyson Nam's not anyone to play with. He's really old, pretty old for a flyweight, but he has power in those hands. He's always dangerous, so it's a good test for Azat Maksum. He beat a lot of guys over there in Europe, or not Europe. Where is Dubai, UAE? So just in that part of the world. So coming over Vegas, gonna be fighting a tougher opponent. It's hard to kind of gauge because all those records, all those guys, we don't for sure know their skill level. So when these guys come over, it'll give us a really good gauge as to how good they are. Some of these records are manufactured. We don't know how truly good they are. So, but I think Azat Maksum should be able to pass this test, go on, and be regarded as among some of the top prospects in that flyweight division with guys like Tatsuro Taira, Muhammad Makayev. I'm trying to think of another one. Those are the main two off the top of my head, but yeah, give me Azat Maksum by decision. I think Tyson Nam can stay in there, get away from I'll go Azat Maksum by submission in submission in round 2. Fourth fight of the night, Evan Elder versus Genaro Valdez. This matchup, I have... Dang, bro. No images or not? All right, here we go. Sorry. We have Evan Elder and Genaro Valdez. This one is really just going to come down to, like, I think Genaro Valdez is like really chinny. Unless he's made some like really, really big improvements since the last time he fought, like I don't like his chances in this matchup. I know he's gonna have like striking advantage. I do think it should be like the odds should be closer on paper. Like Genaro like has somewhat of a chance, but like Elder's just gonna knock this guy out, bro. I mean, his striking in his last fight with Nazim Sadykhov, he was cooking him on the feet. I could definitely see some of those shots knocking out Genaro Valdez. Genaro Valdez is one of those guys. I think he's a little too tough for his own good. Just kind of leaves his head on the center line. Doesn't really not too much defense there. Just kind of lets his defense is kind of has to be his offense. So when your offense isn't sufficient enough to, deal with some of these top guys, then you're gonna get hit without a good defense. So, you see the 6 knockdowns against Matt Frivola. You see him just, getting finished by a lot of these top guys, just getting knocked down constantly. Definitely a fight where Elder could just tee off on him and not worry about what's coming back his way. So give me Evan Elder by knockout. Or I shouldn't say that. I mean, I don't know if he should tee off without any regard to what Genaro Valdez is like throwing at him, but I think Evan Elder is a confidence there that if you have this guy hurt, you can go out there and finish him. That's what I'm trying to say. So give me Evan Elder by first round knockout. Next fight of the night, we have Austin Lingo going up against Costa. I'm going to just go Melquizael. Costa, he's just more well-rounded in this matchup. Lingo, he's all right, but I don't know. His path to victory is not really clear for me. I think Melk's just better everywhere. Just shows well-roundedness in this fight. I think he has star potential with the hair, the vitiligo, like all that type of stuff. He fought really well against Thiago Moises. I think, Thiago was like heavier in this match. It seems like a featherweight bout. So, yeah, man, Melk, just go out there, fight hard, utilize all parts of his game, and I think he'll be able to get a decision over Austin Lingo. So yeah, give me Melk Costa by decision. Bro. Okay. See, this app is true. This website, bro. I don't know. What's this trying to do? Viktoriia Dudakova versus Istela Nunes. I'm going to go with Istela Nunes in this matchup. I think she hits really hard, good striking. People like to hate on her cardio, but I think part of that has to do with just constantly pounding on girls and not getting them out of there. I think if she touches Viktoriia Dudakova, it's gonna be bad. If she gets her hands on her. If the fight stays on her feet for long enough, I think Istela Nunes can get that finished. Give me Istela Nunes by first round knockout. Obviously, Viktoriia Dudakova has the ground game. She's sort of similar to the girl that Luana Carolina fought not too long ago, and you saw what happened there. I think she's untested. She's new. She hasn't faced anything like Istela Nunes. I will say this is like a favorable matchup in her regard, just because Istela Nunes doesn't have the best takedown defense, so that can be a worry. But every fight starts on the feet. I think Istela Nunes can just really expose her. Hopefully, there's no way Istela Nunes didn't prepare with the takedown defense. Obviously, when you're studying for a fight, you're looking at what's happened prior, but I'm just playing all the scenarios, and I can really see Istela Nunes getting her hand raised today. So give me Istela Nunes by first round knockout. I think she exposes this 160-0 prospect. Next fight. Last fight of the prelims, we have Melsik Baghdasaryan versus Tucker Lutz. I'm going to go with Melsik Baghdasaryan, first round knockout. I think he can just hopefully defend the takedowns. He had really good scrambles against Joshua Kulabau, man. He was pretty much winning that fight, made a little mistake, and then got finished. There's a lot of potential there for Melsik. Tucker Lutz probably have the grappling advantage in this matchup, so that is a worry. But Melsik's hands, the power. I do get a little worried, maybe for live betting this fight. If this fight, late second round, and Melsik is doing pretty good, or it looks like he's about to slow down, maybe you place some money on Tucker Lutz, but just because, I'm a little concerned about Melsik tiring out, and then Tucker let's take it over later in the fight. And just also that concern that, like, if he doesn't get that early knockout, like, what more can he provide in this fight? So he's probably going to start off heavy, start off fast, start off fiery, but I am a little bit concerned as the fight goes on later. Maybe, like, I don't know, like, late second round, early third round for Tucker Lutz to take over, but I don't think he gets there. I think mostly gets that first round knockout to wrap up the prelims. So let's go on to the first fight of the main card. Okay, here we go. We got Nazim Sadykhov versus Terrence McKinney. It's been a long time since I've seen one of these where I just think that the line is, like, really, really wrong. Last time I saw something like this was Chris Curtis and Joaquin Buckley. I think Buckley was, like, a favorite in that matchup, and Chris Curtis just knocked him out. This was back at middleweight when Buckley was fighting at middleweight. And I was just so sure that Curtis was going to get the win. He was an underdog. It was, like, weird. It was a close fight, but it was one of those, it was, like, he was very clearly an underdog, but it was, like, nearly a pick'em. Like, it was something like plus maybe, like, 150, and then... So it's pretty close to the odds, not quite a pick'em, but he was very clearly an underdog. So, same here. See, the odds are pretty close, but McKinney's very clearly an underdog. His matchup against Nazim Sadykhov, I think the Ismail Bonfim knockout left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, and I think a lot of people were on McKinney, and now they have that just, I don't know. It's like a gambler's, like, it's like a team really loses bad in their matchup, you know, and they're just like, I just can't bet on this team the next time, and then they have a good performance, and then you're like, so it's kind of, they saw something really bad in the last matchup, they don't want to take that chance in the next matchup. But you can't forget the tools that McKinney has, the wrestling, the speed. He's really big for the division, kind of fiery out there, aggressive. And Nazim Sadykhov, man, he gets taken down really easily in his matchups, in some of these matchups. And then Evan Elder was cooking him up on the feet in the first round. So I would be worried if you're betting on Terrence McKinney, like the chin and all that type of stuff. And Nazim does hit pretty hard, but Terrence McKinney's the better fighter. But not always does the better fighter win some of these matchups. So you do have to take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But if this fight goes to plan, I mean, if they fight 100 times, McKinney's winning 80 times out of 100, I think. So, but again, I'm not saying he has an 80% chance of winning. Like, those, I don't know. That was not the best analogy. Like, I don't. But I just think the better fighter should prevail more times than not. But this is the first time they're fighting. Nazim he has that power, but I just think McKinney's better, you know. But with that chin and sometimes has some bad IQ, doesn't really fight to his strengths. So, but yeah, McKinney should win this fight most times, more times than not. So, yeah, man, give me McKinney by first round knockout. I feel really good about that. Or McKinney by decision. It just depends how he fights, like IQ-wise. I think he could, like, really control, use the wrestling, do all that. I mean, that's a clear hole in Nazim Sadykhov's game. But I think he shoots for the knockout, goes for that. So, yeah, give me that one. Terrence McKinney. Here we go. See, it keeps bringing me down. I don't like that. I mean, that's what happens when you're late. Oh, okay. This fight right here, Norma Dumont versus Chelsea Chandler. It's tough, but I'm going to just go with Chelsea Chandler. Not much reasoning behind this. Like, I know Norma Dumont's a pretty good fighter. Pretty good, well-rounded fighter, but I think Chelsea Chandler, I just wanted to succeed. I think she could actually, like, revive this featherweight division. She has that fire about her. She trains with, like, I think, like, people in Stockton, like, with Nick Diaz, that whole crew over there. So she reps 209, I think. I could just see her being a star, just a women's star in general. I think this is what they need. She had a really good knockout in her last fight. So I just want to see her succeed. It's not much of a, like, pick. I think Norma Dumont is the favorite in this matchup. So going to go with Chelsea Chandler. Use that power. Push Norma Dumont back. And fight how they've been fighting. They've been talking a lot of trash lately, like behind the scenes, like backstage with the coaches and all that type of stuff. I think we're gonna see that same fire in the matchup. It adds that little bit of meaning to the fight. You know, I think some of these weird cards on these, random nights in July, August, September, just, random nights in the day. Like, they lack meaning. They like, why am I watching this card? What am I doing all this for? Why am I going out of my way to watch this fight? And with that beef, there's sort of meaning to this fight. It's like, it's women's 145 dying division, but these girls want to put it out there. They don't like each other. It's just that little bit of meaning. It feels like sometimes these fighters, like, don't care all that much about necessarily who's standing in front of them. These girls do. There seems to be something personal there. So hopefully Chandler and Norma Dumont bring that fire to this fight, and hopefully ends in a finish, and Chandler gets that knockout. So give me Chelsea Chandler by third round knockout. Next fight, we got Albert Duraev versus Junyong Park. It's a tough one. I feel like I should pick Junyong Park, but I'm going to go with Duraev. He doesn't fight the smartest, too. He's kind of similar to they're similar to Terrence McKinney in the fact that he doesn't fight the smartest. I thought he lost that fight to Chidi Njokuani very clearly. I don't know how they gave that decision to him, but there was definitely a way that he could. I mean, the wrestling was really good. I think Duraev just has more tools there than Junyong Park. Obviously, Junyong Park, he's pretty well rounded too. I shouldn't even say that. That's a tough one. I should pick Junyong Park. I don't know. I think there's something there with Duraev, man. I think he could really, if he fights smart, like, he could really win this fight. I mean, he has power in his hands, decent striker. So was Junyong Park. I think Duraev's wrestling is, like, pretty good. He just doesn't use it. Like, I don't know why. It's a close fight, man. This is pretty 50-50, but I'm going to go with Duraev by decision. Probably controversial, too, man. It's a close one, man. It's a close one. But, yeah, I got to go with Duraev. Next fight. Okay, here we go. Last three fights, so getting pretty close here. We got Ottman and Azaitar versus Francisco Prado. I'm going to go with Azaitar. It's more of a gut pick than anything. I mean, Prado doesn't have the longest reach. I think that last fight with Matt Favola, he just wasn't himself. Azaitar wasn't. Just couldn't find the range. I think he'll do a better job of finding that range in this fight. And Prado, I mean, he was having like a lot of trouble like getting inside on Jimmy Malarkey. Only landed 28 strikes in that fight. This fight's going to end quick. I think it's close to get to a 50-50 fight. I think we see prime Azaitar come back. I mean, the Azaitar that was fighting those guys before, man, he's willing to go to war, willing to throw those punches and just fight, man. This is another fight with a little bit of beef there. Backstage, I think Azaitar's like corner was trash talking Francisco Prado or the other way around. So, yeah, man, Azaitar, you got to bring that flame, got to bring that fire. Just got slept by Matt Favola, so, yeah, I think it says Ottman Azaitar by knockout written all over it. First round, he's going to get it done. Gets Francisco Prado in the co-main event. Now we move to the co-main event, the actual co-main event. Jack Della Maddalena. Where is he? Up here. Jack Della Maddalena versus Basil Hafez. Okay. Man, I mean, Basil Hafez is a nice fighter. He's not even bad. I've seen his highlights. Like, he's pretty decent. He has got heavy hands, good grappling. Type of guy, like, if you had to draw up a fighter to beat Jack Della Maddalena, like, this wouldn't be a bad, like, if you had, like, if I was to picture a fighter who could beat Jack Della Maddalena, I'd probably draw, like, someone like Renat Fakhretdinov or something like that. Or, like, someone who could wrestle and just a little more well-rounded than him. Trying to see a welterweight, like, or even like a Stephen Thompson, I think gives like JDM a lot of problems. But I'm thinking of like a heavy wrestler, like a Sean Brady. That's not like a bad, So I think those are the type of fighters you're thinking of when you like, you might be drawing someone. But still, Hafez is that, but drawn by like a toddler. I think there's something there. There's like power, there's grappling skills, but he's not I think he's going to give JDM some problems. I don't think he gets him out of there in the first round. It's definitely tougher than people are thinking. So I wouldn't be so eager to go for JDM, like, first round knockout, like, just like that. I think it's like, I don't even know what it is. It's like, I think under 1.5 might be, like, plus money. So even the bookies, like, they're not really, they're thinking this fight's going to go out a little bit more. And then also JDM having the double weight cuts, new opponent, like, how do you train for that? So he's really just going to be fighting off instinct in this fight a little bit. I mean, he probably saw a little bit of highlights of him, so he knows what to expect. But, yeah, I think it goes to a decision. I think JDM struggles a little bit and then maybe pours down late, round 3. But, you know, we're going to be wondering, like, should JDM have taken this fight in the first place? Should he have just given up on this? You gotta like the commitment though. You know, like, he's being repaid by putting him in the co-main event slot, treating him like a star. Stay consistent. Really wanted that fight at 290. Obviously, getting the fight this week, so it all worked out. But I think he's gonna have a lackluster performance. And I mean, it's hard to ask for anything more. Like, you know, it's tough. You know, like, you have double weight cuts. You know, your opponent drops out. 2 opponents drop out with, you know, diseases and whatnot, injuries. And now you got this guy coming up, grappling heavy-handed, pretty big too. Like, he almost missed weight. So probably going to be the stronger guy out there. So, yeah, I think he definitely gives Jackson another leg problem. Not enough to beat him. Probably going to be a 30-27 victory, but he'll be tough enough to where he can stay in there and weather the storm. And it'll be a performance where the UFC will want to bring him back. So give me Basil Hafez to lose by decision versus Jack Della Maddalena. Main event, we have Holly Holm going up against Mayra Bueno Silva. I'm going to go with Mayra Bueno Silva in this matchup. I just think at some point, like, I just don't like picking, like, I don't like picking old fighters like this. I think Holly Holm will probably, like, get a couple takedowns probably early in this matchup. And I think it's going to mess her up. I think Holly Holm is going to try to grapple too much because Mayra Bueno Silva has decent hands too. She's going to grapple, like, get a takedown, boom. Get another takedown, boom. And then Bueno's going to, like, submit her off her back or something like this later on in the fight. Like, Holly Holm's going to get a little too comfortable with the wrestling. And then, because I've heard some people say, like, Holly Holm's not going to wrestle. Like, I don't see why she wouldn't. I think Silva might be, that's tough to say. I don't even want to say that. Well, Bueno's pretty dangerous on the feet. Probably more dangerous, like, finishing-wise. Like, she could, like, she has, like, some power there. Not that Holly Holm doesn't. Like, she's pretty good on the feet, but just to alleviate that risk, you know. But, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I think Silva might be a little better on the feet. And then on the ground, like, she's clearly better. So it's like, where does Holly Holm have to run to? So she might just, a lot of clinching probably in this matchup. I could just be spewing out, like, BS. I don't at this point. I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying. But, yeah, give me Mayra Bueno Silva. I think Holly Holm's she's getting old, man. 41, you know. I'd love for her to win. I mean, that'd be cool, but I think it's cool we get a new contender in there. Beat a big name like Holly Holm. We had Kelly Vieira, but she didn't win that fight. We get a legitimate win out of Mayra Bueno Silva. Probably be a 5-round, forgettable fight, but it'll be a fight nonetheless, and we'll have a new challenger at bantamweight. So give me Mayra Bueno Silva by decision, upsetting Holly Holm in the main event of UFC Vegas 77. Leave a like on the video, subscribe. I'll go through my locks. I'll go for the locks of the card. I'm gonna go Ailin Perez, however that fight went. Azat Maksum, Evan Elder, Costa, Terrence McKinney. No, I won't say that. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I have a feeling like Hafez, you know, with the double weight cut and all that type of stuff for Jack Della Maddalena and it being short notice, like, but Hafez could pull something off. And then Azaitar, like, not too confident. That's a pretty 50-50 fight, so Only locks I really have are those. The McKinney, Costa, Elder, Azat, Maksum, and then Ailin, Perez. So that's all I got for y'all. Quick little video. I was like, oh, and she won. Okay, that's nice. Hopefully she got her takedowns. Oh, I should have seen. I don't know. I have a little slit with her takedowns over on the takedown. So hopefully, okay. And now I just need Holm to go over her takedowns too. But I'm picking against her. I'll switch that pick. I feel like if I have her over on the takedown, I should just pick her straight up. But yeah, we'll go with Holm. I'm switching my pick. I'm going with Holm by decision instead. Turn back the clock, hopefully. Yeah. But yeah, those are my locks. Just lay that out for y'all. One of the locks already won. Quick little video. I was watching the Kingpin. If y'all see my shorts, I'm trying to be more active with that, up to subscribers, because the videos, they do fine. I like filming videos more than I do like creating shorts, so I wouldn't just abandon like the video side, but they don't typically do as well. Like on average, like I'll post a short, low effort, it doesn't take that long to make a short, and it'll do like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 views. But then when it comes to these other stuff, like I don't like the videos, like you gotta work a little hard. Like you gotta put in that work. But when they do good, it does feel good. So I'll still make the videos, but I definitely want to focus a little more on the shorts too. I think they'll grow my channel in the long run, and then hopefully bring more spotlight to my videos. So that's all I got for y'all. Leave a like on the video, subscribe. Peace out, Moscar. You already know what it is.